Good morning, everybody. Natasha Harper-Madison here. Thanks for joining us. We'll try to keep it brief. Just wanted to pop in, check in on everybody, see how y'all are doing. Thank you for being so candid and sharing your situations and sharing your needs with us. It's really helpful for us getting the word out and making sure to maintain the pressure where we're able. So we'll be joined by a few folks today. We have Anna, who's joining us again from Austin Water.
Good morning.
Morning. You guys, there's about to, you will not believe me if I tell you this, but I'm going to mute myself for just a second. Anna, I'm going to let you just give the folks the quickest of updates and answer some of our primary questions right now, which are timeline, who do folks contact and how do they contact them? And then, what they can expect in the immediate future.
Perfect. Yes, I'll do that. Good morning, everyone. This is Anna Bryan Borja, Assistant Director at Austin Water. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to the community. I have some good news to share with you. We are making progress in restoring our system. Austin Water has posted an operational update, and we have a map that now shows our pressure zones. Our key challenge is restoring pressure throughout our distribution system so that our pipelines can safely carry water to our neighborhoods and our customers. We now have a color-coded map that shows that our central pressure zone has low water service, and our north and south pressure zones currently do not have service. This may not sound like good news, but fortifying that central pressure zone is the first step to recovering our system because we feed the north and south zones off of central. So we are going to continue to update this map daily so that customers can see how we are progressing to restore the distribution system. And you see the link there. I want to caution everyone, these maps are at a high level. They are not absolute. So, you can try to piece in where your house falls. It may not, some customers may have a trickle within an area. For example, the map shows that my home is out of service, but I do have a tiny trickle of water. So just understand that this is the best information we can provide you right now on restoring pressure to our system. We have also posted in this operational updates a graph that shows our increasing storage capacity. So when we spoke yesterday, our storage was very low. We need about 100 million gallons in storage. Right now, we're at 32 million gallons, but we are climbing. And that means that the community is doing what we've asked them to do, and we want to thank you for that. Folks are conserving water. We need you to continue conserving water. Even if you get water back at your home, please be cautious. Do not go overboard. Now is not the time to catch up on every load of laundry, although I know we're all ready to catch up on things like laundry and dishes. Please be cautious because you're saving water in your home is going to help your neighbor to have water returned sooner. Also, I wanted to share the good news. Yesterday, we were able to restore water service to 3 hospitals. As I mentioned, those are critical customers that we're trying to make sure we keep hospitals in service. So we're working to execute the testing so that they won't have to boil their water. So we are making progress. Couple more points. We want customers to continue to boil water. Until you get the notice that the boil water has been lifted, we need you to continue to boil water before you drink, cook with it, or brush your teeth with it. And then just the outlook. While we do not have a precise timeline, we are working to provide better forecasts to the public. And we do feel hopeful that we are on track to recovering our system. We expect that customers will see improved service in the days ahead. If you have problems and need to reach Austin Water, we have an online customer intake form and a phone number. We know you're having a hard time getting through to Austin Water. It's all hands on deck. We're fortifying our call takers, bringing in as many staff as we can to take your customer calls. I'll stop there, Mayor Pro Tem. I hope I've covered some of those key points.
So much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we recognize that everybody's, like you said, all hands on deck. So we won't keep you any longer than we need to. We'll circle back around if there are some specific questions that we aren't able to answer ourselves. But thank you for joining us. If you want to stick around and watch, you're more than welcome to. But we're going to go ahead and bid you adieu. And thanks again for coming on. We have Christy with Texas Gas who's joining us this morning also. There you are. Hi, Christy.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So we'll just try to do it like Anna did. A lot of folks, even people who have power, they're really trying to be conservative about how much they're using. And, these data plans are getting worked to their highest possible capacity at this point. So if we could just give the folks a real quick high level of what we're looking at with Texas Gas. I know you and I were able to talk a little bit before. And you let us know that, things in general are looking good, but we had one specific area in the O2 where we did have an issue. If you could start there and just give us a high level overview.
Certainly. So first, we want to thank all the residents and customers in Austin for their efforts to conserve because it's making a huge difference. We did have an outage occur around East 12th MLK, and it was one of those. The timing it didn't work out for us. We had an emergency issue on a pipe. Our crews were out there. They were working hard to get it repaired before we had any further issues. And everything that we want, power is what we were looking for our communities. It just happened to come on in that neighborhood at that time, which put a huge surge on the gas system. And it was more than that pipe that was being could handle. And so it did lead to an outage. We had just over 300 customers affected. Our crews remained on site all night, overnight, working to make repairs to that pipe. It did take a little bit longer than expected due to the weather conditions. It slows us down a little bit. However, we were able to start restoring service yesterday. We currently have a little more than 75 customers restored. We have brought in crews from around the states both yesterday, and we have more coming in today that will help expedite the restoration process. One thing for customers to know that are impacted by this outage, we will continue to keep going by homes. We'll knock. If you're not there, we will come back by. We don't need you to call us at this time. However, we are posting updates on social media. If there is a change and we do ask you to call, we'll make sure we share that number on social media, and we'll also send it out through the Emergency Operations Center and some other avenues to make sure that you see it. We do want to get everyone restored as quickly as possible. We know everybody's tired of being cold, and I promise we're doing everything we can to expedite that process.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I think that's a lot of what we needed to be able to tell folks. If you wouldn't mind sticking around just for a minute, read this last. Nope, this is all water related. So thank you very much, Christy, for joining us. We appreciate your time, and if we have any questions, we'll reach back out.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for everything you're doing, and to our customers, thank you. We are seeing a huge difference. Hang in there, and we will get through this.
Thank you so much. Take care. All right, y'all. I have some information for you. So we have some food distribution centers that are opening up today. We have 4. That's Navarro at 12:01. Peyton Jen is opening at 2:30 for food and water distribution. Millennium Youth Entertainment Complex, 1156 Hargrave, opening also at 2:30. Dove Springs Rec Center, 5801 Ains, that's 1:30 p.m. And then Daly Middle School, 14,000 Westall at 2 p.m. I know there's some other locations that are going to be opening throughout the course of the day, but until we get absolute confirmation on opening times and what what products that we have in, we'll hold off on sharing that information. It looks like one of my colleagues, Councilmember Kassad for District 4, popped in to say hey and offer a quick update, but as y'all know, he's running fast and hard for his constituents in all of Austin. Hey, Greg, how's it going?
Thank you so much for having me back on this morning, and thanks to everything that you and your staff are doing and working so hard on. Just wanted to touch base and hop in just because folks really need to know that the water situation could potentially go on for days. And that I think, as you've updated people on, these distributions are an important place for the people in most need. So if you can volunteer, you can just show up if you have to at one of these distribution sites, if you can volunteer and say, how can I help? And so I know that's all over your social media, Mayor Pro Tem. I just appreciate what you're putting out there for the community. And then we also have a multilingual resource guide that some volunteers translated into language for Asian American neighbors, and it's also in Spanish. And so if you can share that, we'll also have the food distribution information there in multiple languages, because knocking on doors in my district, there were a lot of folks, who aren't native English speakers who were really lacking on the information that they need. So please do try to get that information out if you're watching this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We've shared it a couple times and we'll keep sharing it. It is absolutely a fantastic resource. One, just, because of the content, but people are really very grateful about the language translation. That's another thing I'll hop in here and say. Most of the folks who are translating documents and critical information outreach are volunteering to do so. These are members of our community volunteering to do so. If it's something that you'd be interested in helping to provide, you can reach out to either of our offices. Greg, what's the best way for folks to reach out for volunteer opportunities? We still have a spreadsheet going, I know, but what's the best depot for that?
Yeah, I think right now we're going to have information about how to volunteer at Millennium. I think your staff and my staff are talking about that right now. Right. I think we've finally gotten enough volunteers at Navarro, which is important. And then I think there's going to be need for more volunteers at Millennium shortly. You can also just drop an email into you can drop an email into my District 4 inbox. There's also the Disaster Relief Network sign up that I know a lot of us have shared, and they're calling people on that list. In the end, I think the real heroes of so much of this are the everyday people in Austin that are stepping up to the plate, and the public employees that are risking life and limb and spending all day and all night getting water and electricity back online and helping people out. And so just really appreciate everything people are doing. And thank you for having me, Mayor Pro Tem.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. It looks like we'll be seeing one another at one of these distribution sites later on today.
That's right. Take care.
Okay. All right, y'all. So most of the pertinent information that we shared this morning, we'll make sure to share in the comments. Keep your questions coming in. I know somebody asked about Austin Resource Recovery. That's another one we're working on. We'd like to have somebody from Austin Resource Recovery join us for the next installation of updates. And so just keep watching our socials. Definitely check back in at this thread for some answers to some questions and just more information about those distribution centers. Okay, so volunteers, we need volunteers. Like Councilmember Casar said, just show up. If you can volunteer at one of those places, you can get to it safely, either by walking or, you have the type of vehicle that can get around safely. You can get around safely, then please feel free to show up and just say you're there to volunteer. I'm certain we'll find a way to plug you in. If you have products to donate, we need diapers, wipes, formula. We need incontinence products, and we also need period products. Again, that's diapers, wipes, formula, incontinence products, and period products. We could use all of those at any of the 4 distribution centers. I'll read those to you again real quick. That's Navarro at 1201 Peyton Gin, the Millennium Youth Entertainment Complex at 1156 Hargrave, Dove Springs Rec Center, Daly Middle School. Those are all either giving food and or water today, or taking donations of all of those products I mentioned, plus shelf-stable food. We'll accept those donations for the Central Texas Food Bank as well. I think that's all the information that I have for you right now, but let me make certain. Warming shelters, 305-4233. If you're still in search of shelter. We have FEMA's going to be responding with more water today. So we are really, I think we're really looking good to have a lot of our community get what it is that they need today. And we'll just keep going all day. Water, food, supplies. We talked about the sites. Conservation. Anna talked about water conservation. We still need to be doing that, even though a lot of us have gotten our water back. Some of us have not, or have a limited supply. So let's keep conserving. Let's keep conserving that electricity as well. And I'll call that it for now. We'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. Share the information with who you can. Try to stay safe out there, y'all.
you.